It typically takes 2 to 3 months to close on a condo in New York City once you have a signed contract. However, the timeline from accepted offer to closing can be faster or slower depending on a number of factors. These variables include whether the buyer is financing, how quickly the building reviews the purchase application and issues its waiver of right of first refusal, and whether you're buying new construction. Buying in New York City? You can also save money on your purchase by requesting a Hauseit buyer closing credit. So, how long does it take to close on an all-cash condo purchase in New York City? It takes approximately 5 to 8 weeks to close on an all-cash condo deal in New York City. A cash transaction will always be approximately 1 month faster than a comparable finance deal, whether you're buying a condo or a co-op. Cash deals are quicker because the buyer and seller do not need to wait 2 to 4 weeks for the bank to complete its underwriting process and issue a mortgage commitment letter. The involvement of a bank can introduce a number of delays and risks into any condo transaction. For example, it could take a few weeks for the buyer to complete the dispute process with the bank if the appraisal comes in low. Furthermore, having a lender involved makes it more difficult to coordinate the closing itself. Before the closing can be scheduled, all parties, including the buyer, seller, buyer and seller's attorneys, and the lender's attorney, must all be ready and available to close on the same day. How long does it take to close on a condo in New York City if you're financing? It takes approximately 2 to 3 months to close on a condo in New York City if the buyer is taking out a mortgage. The speed of the mortgage process depends on a number of factors, including how quickly the buyer submits her or his loan documentation and how quickly the bank's underwriters are able to review the file. What is the minimum condo closing timeline in New York City? The minimum amount of time between signed contract and closing is approximately 4 weeks. This is because the building is entitled to a minimum amount of time of 20 to 30 days to review the buyer's purchase application and issue its waiver of right of first refusal. The right of first refusal is a mechanism which allows a condo building to buy the apartment on the same proposed deal terms of the transaction itself. The risk of a condo in New York City exercising its right of first refusal is remote, as most buildings simply don't have enough money readily available to make a purchase. The concept of right of first refusal is intended to protect a building against an owner who tries to sell his or her apartment at a fire sale price. For example, let's say a seller with a $1.5 million apartment needs $250,000 immediately in order to pay off another debt. Depending on how desperate the seller is, he or she may try to list the property for $1 million or less in order to raise the cash quickly. If this sale were to go through, it may reduce the value of all apartments in the building. Looking to buy or sell a home in New York City? Learn how you can save on commission and closing costs at www.hauseit.com.